Have you ever felt like you're capable of so much more, but something invisible is holding you back? You're not alone. Inside each of us lies a stronger, wiser, more confident version waiting to emerge. In this lesson, we'll uncover clear, practical strategies to help you unlock that potential and become the best version of yourself. Before we can become the best version of ourselves, we first need to understand what that actually means. Many people hear phrases like, be your best self, and immediately think of perfection, flawless routines, constant success, and never making mistakes. But that's not what true growth looks like. Becoming your best self isn't about perfection. It's about continuous progress. It means intentionally developing yourself in a way that aligns with your personal values, strengths, and potential. One of the biggest traps people fall into is confusing their best self with society's expectations. Many chase external markers, high income, a certain body shape, expensive possessions, or impressive titles, because they believe that's what success should look like. But the truth is, the best version of you is unique. It's not about living someone else's definition of success. It's about living yours. For some, it might mean becoming a more patient parent. For others, it might mean mastering a new language, starting a meaningful career, or building emotional resilience. Psychology offers insight here. Abraham Maslow, a well-known psychologist, describes self-actualization as the highest level of human needs. Self-actualization is the drive to become everything we're capable of becoming. It's not forced from the outside. It comes from within. This inner drive explains why people often feel unsatisfied when they ignore their potential. Deep down, we're wired to grow. Another common misconception is that becoming your best self requires massive, dramatic change. People imagine they need to quit their job, move to another country, or overhaul their entire lifestyle overnight. In reality, meaningful transformation is built through small, consistent improvements repeated over time. Just like a language learner who practices for 15 minutes a day can make huge progress in a year, personal growth works best when it's steady and intentional. Think about a student steadily improving their language skills through daily listening, or a young professional who focuses on learning one new skill each month to grow their career, or someone building healthier habits, one routine at a time. None of these examples involve sudden, extreme changes, but over time, they create powerful results. Before you can truly grow, you must understand yourself. You can't improve what you don't understand. This is why self-awareness is the foundation of becoming the best version of yourself. It's not about judging who you are. It's about clearly seeing where you are right now, your strengths, your weaknesses, your habits, and your emotional patterns. Many people skip this step. They set big goals or imitate others without ever pausing to ask, who am I really? Or what do I actually need to work on? Without this clarity, personal growth becomes guesswork. But with self-awareness, every action is intentional and targeted. There are many practical tools to build self-awareness. One powerful method is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences helps you observe patterns you might miss in daily life. Another helpful tool is personality assessments, not as strict definitions, but as frameworks to reflect on your behavior and tendencies. You can also ask for feedback from trusted people, friends, mentors, or colleagues who see you from different perspectives. Finally, mindfulness practices, like meditation or simply taking quiet time to think, help you tune into your inner world without distraction. Self-awareness also involves honestly identifying your strengths and weaknesses. This can feel uncomfortable, but it's essential. When you understand what you do well, you can build on it. When you acknowledge where you need growth, you can create a clear, realistic plan to improve. It's like having a map. You can't plan a journey without knowing your starting point. Another key element is emotional intelligence. This means recognizing your emotional triggers, understanding your values, and being aware of what truly motivates you. For example, if you know that stress makes you procrastinate, you can create strategies to manage it before it derails your goals. If you understand that curiosity, not competition, drives your learning, you can build habits that keep you engaged and inspired. Emotional clarity gives you the power to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. Here's a simple but powerful exercise. Take a few minutes a day and write down your top 3 strengths and your top 3 growth areas. Be honest but kind with yourself. This simple list can give you more clarity than you might expect. It's the first real step toward designing a version of yourself that's not accidental, but intentional. While inspiration can spark change, habits are what sustain it. Real transformation doesn't come from one big moment. It's built on small, consistent actions repeated over time. Think of habits as the foundation of your personal growth journey. Without them, even the best intentions fade away. Let's look at a few core habits that support growth in every area of life. 1. Learning and curiosity. Growth starts with a learning mindset. Make it a habit to read, explore new ideas, or practice a skill, like English, every day. You don't need hours. Even 10 to 15 minutes of focused learning can build remarkable progress over time. For example, learning just 5 new English words a day equals over 1,800 words a year. Small steps, when repeated daily, create massive results. 2. Physical well-being. Your body is the vehicle for everything you do. Sleep, movement, and nutrition directly affect your energy, focus, and emotional balance. A growth-oriented lifestyle includes basic but powerful habits: getting enough sleep, moving your body regularly, and fueling it with good food. When your body functions well, your mind follows. 3. Consistent routines. Success thrives on structure. Whether it's a simple morning ritual, focused work sessions, or an evening reflection routine, consistency creates stability. Routines reduce decision fatigue. You don't waste energy figuring out what to do next, because your habits guide you automatically. To make these habits stick, it helps to understand the habit loop framework. Cue, routine, reward. A cue is a trigger, like a specific time or place. The routine is the behavior, and the reward reinforces it. For example, if your cue is after breakfast, your routine might be 15 minutes of English listening, and your reward could be a sense of accomplishment or a favorite snack. Over time, this loop wires the behavior into your brain, making it automatic. The key is to start small. Many people fail because they try to change too much too quickly. Begin with manageable habits, then gradually increase intensity as they become part of your daily life. Finally, remember this mindset: discipline beats motivation. Motivation is great when it's there, but it's unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, creates structure and momentum even when you don't feel like it. By committing to daily habits, you're choosing progress over excuses, and that choice compounds into real growth. Even with the best habits and intentions, your biggest obstacles often come from within. These inner blocks can quietly hold you back, keeping you stuck in the same patterns. Let's explore some of the most common barriers and practical ways to overcome them. 1. Fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take action because they're afraid of making mistakes. But failure is not a sign that you're incapable. It's a natural part of learning. Think of it as feedback, not a final judgment. Every skill you've ever mastered started with mistakes. Language learners, for example, often fear speaking because they might get a word wrong. But those mistakes are actually stepping stones to fluency. 2. Perfectionism trap. Perfectionism sounds noble, but in reality, it often paralyzes progress. When you demand flawless results from the start, you set yourself up for disappointment. Instead, shift your focus to progress over perfection. A slightly imperfect effort repeated daily will always beat a perfect plan that never gets executed. 3. Procrastination and negative self-talk. Procrastination often hides deeper feelings: fear, doubt, or a lack of clarity. At the same time, the voice in your head might say things like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never improve." This negative self-talk drains motivation and reinforces limiting beliefs. The first step to changing it is awareness. Notice when those thoughts appear and challenge them with a more balanced perspective. Practical strategies to overcome inner blocks. Set realistic goals. Break big ambitions into clear, achievable steps. This reduces overwhelm and builds momentum. Break tasks into smaller steps. When something feels too big, your brain resists. Divide it into simple, manageable actions you can take right away. Reward consistency, not just results. Celebrate the fact that you showed up, practiced, or took action, even if the outcome wasn't perfect. This reinforces a growth-oriented mindset. Psychological insight. Carol Dweck's research on the growth mindset shows that people who believe their abilities can improve through effort are far more likely to succeed. They see challenges as opportunities to grow, not as proof of inadequacy. By adopting this mindset, every setback becomes part of your evolution, not the end of your journey. Empowering message. Growth is rarely smooth. It's often messy, uncertain, and uncomfortable, but it's absolutely worth it. When you learn to overcome your inner blocks, you don't just unlock new skills, you unlock a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. No matter how strong your motivation or discipline is, your environment plays a massive role in shaping your growth. Think of it like planting a seed. Even the healthiest seed won't thrive in poor soil. Similarly, if your surroundings constantly sabotage your efforts, progress becomes harder than it needs to be. 1. Your surroundings shape your behavior. Your environment can either support your growth or subtly pull you away from it. If your physical or digital space is full of distractions, clutter, or negative influences, it's easy to lose focus. But if your environment is designed intentionally, it becomes a silent partner in your success. 2. The digital environment. In the modern world, much of our environment exists online. Social media can either inspire or distract, depending on how you use it. Algorithms are designed to capture attention, not to support your growth. That's why mindful curation is crucial. Follow creators, pages, and communities that align with your goals, such as language learning groups, personal development channels, or skill-building resources. At the same time, unfollow or mute sources of negativity, comparison, or endless entertainment that don't serve your future. 3. The power of people. The people around you shape your mindset more than you might realize. Surrounding yourself with encouraging, growth-oriented individuals accelerates progress. When you regularly interact with people who challenge you, support you, and believe in growth, their energy rubs off on you. On the other hand, spending time with negative or complacent individuals can drain your motivation. 4. Practical tips to shape your environment. Join communities, online or offline, that align with your goals. For example, if you're learning English, joining a group where members practice together daily can boost consistency and confidence. Minimize toxic influences. Limit contact with people who constantly criticize, discourage, or compare. Create physical spaces that support your habits. Set up a dedicated corner for studying, reading, or practicing. Even small changes, like keeping your study materials within easy reach, can make a difference. 5. Case example. Consider 2 language learners. One studies alone, surrounded by distractions, and without support. The other joins a supportive online group where members share progress, give feedback, and practice together. Over time, the second learner improves faster, not just because of the extra practice, but because their environment constantly reinforces growth. Final insight. Your environment is either working for you or against you. By consciously shaping your surroundings and community, you make growth more natural, consistent, and enjoyable. Instead of relying on willpower alone, you build a structure that lifts you up every day. As we reach the end of this lesson, let's take a moment to recap the key ideas. Becoming your best self isn't about chasing perfection. It's about embracing growth. It's a continuous journey shaped by self-awareness, powerful habits, a resilient mindset, and the environments and communities that support you. Every meaningful transformation begins with small, consistent actions. You don't need to change everything overnight. Instead, focus on growing a little each day. Over weeks and months, those small steps compound into massive change. Remember this powerful mindset message. You don't need to be perfect, just willing to grow a little every day. The best part? You can use this lesson not just for personal growth, but also as an effective English listening practice tool. Here's a simple guide to get the most out of it. First, listen to the entire lesson without subtitles. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on grasping the main ideas and overall flow. Second, listen again with English subtitles. Pay close attention to vocabulary, sentence structures, and how ideas are connected. Third, Take notes on useful phrases, expressions, or key sections. Repeat these parts out loud to improve pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. By following this method, you're not just passively listening, you're training your ear, building vocabulary, and improving comprehension while learning something meaningful. Finally, here's an important reminder. The best version of yourself isn't somewhere far away. It's built today, in every decision, every habit, and every step you take. You already have everything you need to start. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing up for yourself, one day at a time.